I found a way to get a 60% discount on Illuvium Fuel, and quite literally anyone in crypto can do this so easily, it's not even funny, okay? I came across this completely by accident, and really I am disadvantaged from actually telling you this, so please know that I care about giving the Illuvium community the best possible information, no matter what cost to myself, and please subscribe and like the video if you appreciate this sort of content. Now, I will go over the purpose of fuel, how you can earn money by spending fuel, and then finally, the secret techniques you can use to get fuel as cheap as possible. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is have a look at our collection. Sorry, I stuffed that up. Have a look at our collection. You can see that I've got 3 out of 3 of the axolotl, 2 out of 3 pterodactyl, 3 out of 3 scorpion, and so on. All these alluvials are acquired by spending fuel. There is no other way to acquire them. And to get fuel, you need to use Ethereum, buy it from Illuvium, and then you get the fuel. However, there are actually a few other ways you can acquire fuel, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. But to get these alluvials, get the rare ones, get them high stats, get them hollow, dark hollow, you need to get fuel. So it is the heart and soul of the Illuvium ecosystem. You can kind of think of it like V-Bucks for Fortnite, okay? Not only that, but with these alluvials, there will be giant Leviathan tournaments with insane prize pools in the not so distant future. And so you need these alluvials to be able to compete at the highest level. And really, it won't be that expensive for you to be able to collect a massive collection. And for example, if they say it might be $500 to get a collection, but it might be $800, let's say, to get like a really competitive team. Well, I'm going to give you something that gives you a 60% discount. So you're bringing that $800 or $1,000 for a highly competitive team down all the way to $500. Now that's not for everyone, but it's much better than what it would be. And so you're going to really like what I have to share. So how you spend fuel is you would actually go into the overworld or go on automated drone runs. So if you click on the overworld here, we can see a little bit about it. And if you go into the overworld, it helps you acquire alluvials really quickly. You can explore the hostile environment, meet its inhabitants, shoot down the alluvials, chase them around, show you a little quick video of us chasing them. Boom, very, very cool. We love to explore the overworld. Or you can also do these auto drone runs where you simply send your little drone out on a charge or a hyper run. We'll explain a little bit about that in a minute. They can go and pull out 8 alluvials out for you. You can get about 8 from the overworld as well, except you have a much more highly customizable. You can pitch really which ones you want to get the hollows and stuff like that. So much more efficient in the overworld, but you can do these automated drone runs as well. Now, here is how much fuel you can get with Ethereum and a credit card. Okay, so here it is right here. So with tier 3, you can see that you can buy 2,000 with a plus 200 bonus. So that's 20% bonus. It's the exact same for a tier 4, I believe. I think that's 20% bonus. 10% would be 500. That's not quite a 20% bonus. Sorry, that's a 10% bonus. That looks to be almost a 15% bonus. And then here for tier 5, you're getting a 20% bonus on your money. So if you're dropping $100 on the tier 5 package, you can get 12,000 fuel. However, I got a lot more with a lot less. Just up there, you can see I have 14,000 fuel. I did not spend this much. There is a secret thing I'm going to show you. So now, for me personally, in the future, I'm going to mostly use the credit card, okay? That's just for personal reasons. I have a few systems that are set up that makes it a little bit easier for me to use it that way. I don't want to add so much ETH to my account, and I have a lot of personal expenses I have to deal with. But the most you can get discounted from this system is 20%. I want you to remember that. The other thing some people don't know about the ecosystem is the ILV price is important. So ILV price is $12. And why that is important is because the escrowed ILV, the SILV2 price here is $7.50. Right now, that is actually a 40% discount in fuel because SILV2, when used in the ecosystem, you can go to that fuel page, you can just spend it. Let's do that right now. If I click this one right here, and I use alternative payment method, I do Immutable X and then SILV2, I can spend SILV2. And it uses SILV2 at the price of ILV. So the difference between them is important. So if SLV2 is $7.50 and ILV is $12, then that's about a 40% discount on fuel if you spend using SLV2. Now, what's worth considering is very little SLV2 actually remains in circulation. This is going to run out really, really quickly, and it's you got pretty decent slippage, so you're really actually not gaining that much. So I would actually be a little bit wary, but if you want to buy it, the safest place is generally Uniswap, but again, high slippage. Don't really recommend it, but you can definitely go it if you're a little bit more crypto savvy, because you've got to buy it, migrate it down to IMX and all the rest of it. It's a little bit painful. Now, the last thing I want to say before I show you this ultimate deal is you need to go and enter my creator code in the profile settings. So just go here, go to profile, and then go to account settings right here and enter referral code. All you want to do is you want to type Scoriox in giant letters like that, click it, and then enter it. Now, I can't because I am Scoriox, so it won't let me set myself as my referrer, but you need to go and enter that right now. And eventually, when this strategy runs out, you will need to use Ethereum again, so I'd really appreciate the support from me personally. If you really like buying Illuvials, ADR, Overworld, whatever, then please enter my referral code. I'll wait. I'll give you a second to do that. Did you get it? Sweet. Okay. Now onto the main event, fuel crates. Fuel crates, okay? Now this is really funny because it's kind of hard to find them. You actually have to go into the top here, really on anything, okay? Because there's actually none for fuel crates themselves, right? So you go to the top here, say we go to beyond, okay? And then we hover over on trading. So you see trading right there. You want to click trading, okay? After you do that, you just want to drop down this little tab on the left, the Beyond tab, and we go to Promotional. Now, this has all sorts of different things in it. So it has a different GameStop and Team Liquid promotional items, as well as some other stuff, but really doesn't have many filters. So even for fuel crates, it's hard to find them. So you've actually got to go to the search bar, and for example, we can type in tier space 2, and we'll actually pull up all of the tier 2 fuel crates right here, very, very easily. Now, what you'll see here on the fuel crate is it says how much the fuel crate is worth. You can see tier 2 fuel crate, $45. However, someone's selling for 0.012 Ethereum, which is $20.7. Now, if anyone has caught on here, that's about a 55%, and sometimes you can get a 60% discount on the fuel. And I've checked and redeemed it myself. You can buy this fuel crate, redeem it for fuel, and you will get $45 worth of fuel. Now, this fuel crate cannot do anything else. SLV2 can fluctuate and move in price. Your Ethereum can fluctuate and move in price. This fuel crate can only really be bought and sold on this marketplace. So it is kind of a one-way transaction. There's no way to turn fuel back into a fuel crate or anything else for that matter. So this is a one-way transaction, but if you're interested in playing in the ecosystem, getting involved, this is a pretty cheap way to do it. How you do it is you can go to something like Layer Swap. I thought I brought that up. Let me bring that up again. You can go to the Layer Swap app. You can go source. Actually, no, sorry. Wasn't going to do Layer Swap. You can go to your profile, right? You can go up the top here and you can click add right in the top right-hand corner there. You can go, you can add Ethereum. Ethereum is the most commonly used thing, but USDC can also be used a little bit for fuel crates. You can just go deposit from exchange or a wallet, and then you go deposit from other wallets, so from Ethereum. Deposit via Layer Swap is way, way faster, so I tend to do that. You go proceed to Layer Swap, follow all the directions and things like that, and then just deposit your Ethereum from the Ethereum network or some of the other networks over to IMX. With that IMX Ethereum, you can then buy yourself a fuel crate for a really big discount. And what's really funny about this is redeeming them is even harder, but quickly, I actually, for the tier 1 fuel crates, I counted about 96 fuel crates listed all the way up to $13. About 50 fuel crates going up to like $9. You can see that about $13, you actually lose the value for it because 20% discount you can get just from buying fuel with Ethereum, okay? So there really aren't that many available. There are not that many. After this video comes out, they could all fly off the shelf, so you might want to grab them. Now, it is worth noting that this video is coming out about 10 days after I record this. So this all could be gone, or this could be even cheaper. I have no idea, but no one's really talking about this. So I actually expect this to stay rather consistent. I'm giving some people time to make their decision on things before it posts, and just scheduling conflicts. It just kind of happens that way. But I'd assume even less are available for tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4, but people might start listing them as they start getting bought up or get to higher prices. There might be like a price floor at like a 40% discount similar to SRV2. That's kind of what I would expect. But at some point, these will all be bought, and not that many people want to sell them. I think a lot of people are probably going to start using them very, very soon. So, fuel crates, how do you redeem them? This is the really hard part, okay? So if you go to the fuel icon in the top right, and you click that bad boy, you get to the fuel screen, and right in the bottom right hand corner here you have this redeem code button, and right here, Illuvium digital fuel crate, it'll tell you which ones you're burning and all the rest of it. I don't have any right now obviously, so I can't really show you, and it could be in your IMX wallet and not your passport, which actually is pretty likely because it got airdropped to lands, and a lot of the lands were in their personal MetaMask wallets at the time. So if you got airdrop one, it's probably there. If you bought it on the marketplace with your passport, it is probably there. So just do that, redeem it, and you'll get all the fuel. Very, very sweet. You will burn the fuel crate, obviously. Yeah, so what is this useful for? Now you can see the bounty leaderboard here. This is basically capture alluvials that fit the weekly leaderboard targets and things like that, and you get points to go on this leaderboard that depending on where you are, you can earn different rewards. Now, me right now, I'm coming 101st. So my displayed ILV amount is an estimate, and it's about 0.8 ILV. As you get higher, if I go to get like 50, it's probably 2 or 3 ILV. I can't quite remember. You can look up the chart yourself. But basically, I've only got 1,730 bounty points. And that's after maybe 10 to 15 charge runs, so $15 at most, which as we just found out, actually costs about $7.50. So I would be earning $10 for a $7.50 cost basis. It could be way higher if I either did the overworld, which I didn't do, or I actually got somewhat lucky. I got no amount of luck with this score right here. Absolutely nothing. So it could definitely be way higher than that. Obviously, this is the very start of the week of this bounty. So do with that what you will. It could probably change and shift really, really fast. But maybe only 100 people are really competing on this leaderboard. And if there is, then this setup where you're getting fuel cheaper than all these other people on the leaderboard, it's going to give you a pretty steep advantage and maybe even get you some pretty great rewards. So in the end, as these numbers all fluctuate, you can choose what the best deal is. Is it SRV2? Is it fuel crate still? Or it might just be the max full purchase on the Illuvidex, that $100 deal. I hope you learned something today, and if you want to learn more about what's happening in Illuvium, we break down everything in more detail in my latest episode of the Download Illuvium News.